Hey, how's it going everybody? It's Tanner here, and welcome to a new Ninjago video here on the channel. In today's video, we're going to be continuing our series of Ninjago Seabound episode reviews by taking a look at episode 6 of season 15, entitled Long Live the King. Like I said, this is a continuation of our Seabound episode reviews, and as such, this video will contain spoilers for the episode at hand. If you have not seen this episode just yet, I recommend going ahead and watching it, and then coming back and checking out this video. Obviously, if you don't care about spoilers, you're welcome to stay. But that has been your official spoiler warning. Let's go ahead and continue on here. So in terms of this episode review, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking a look at a quick synopsis of this episode, then we will break down the good and the bad of this episode, and then finally I will give the episode a score out of 10 when it's all said and done. So in terms of this episode's synopsis, what exactly can we describe this episode as? This episode can be described as follows. The ninja are welcomed into the kingdom of Merlopia, but Kalmar quickly makes their visit chaos. I think that's a pretty good representation of this episode. In terms of the good, this episode is surprisingly emotional. Just getting straight into the meat of this episode, yeah, the death of King Trymar is very tragic. I really enjoyed how King Trymar wasn't falling for Prince Kalmar's schemes. He knows that the surface isn't as violent as Kalmar wants to make them out to be, but ultimately it doesn't really matter because Kalmar kind of turns on the king and basically kills his own father, which again is kind of tragic in and of itself, kind of shows the type of character that Kalmar actually is. But I really enjoyed Benthamar. He's kind of the adopted brother of the prince, like I just said, and he's there to witness the king's final moments, and in a lot of ways he's more of a son to the king than Kalmar is right now, which again is very, very emotional, very raw. I didn't really expect a scene like this early on in the season, but like, wow, what a tremendous scene here between these two characters. These are two characters that we literally just met, and they're giving us a scene like this. Bravo. Honestly, I really enjoyed this scene. I thought it was really well done. The death of King Trymar is very tragic. He of course reveals the truth to Benthamar before he passes, that Kalmar is basically lying and the surface dwellers did nothing. The ninja are innocent. But ultimately the kingdom doesn't really care. Kalmar is busy overthrowing the hierarchy, and you see it coming for sure. You see Kalmar's betrayal coming a mile away, but I just didn't expect it to be so brutal. And once again, I need to give credit where credit is due to the writing here. Absolutely fantastic. Like, I'm genuinely surprised that we can take a scene regarding two characters that we barely know and make it this emotional. I really enjoyed it. Also, the kingdom of Merlopia is beautiful. I just need to say that. It's absolutely gorgeous. The ninja get introduced to this kingdom ultimately before everything goes down, but it's absolutely enjoyable. I love the setting of Merlopia. I think it's awesome. Another thing that I really need to mention as something good is the ninja escaping. Now, of course, the ninja have escaped a lot this season so far. Almost every single episode this season kind of features a scene in which the ninja escape from something, and they do it again here, but at least they're doing it as a team this time, so it's a little different. We get some really cool, I guess, power-up moves between the characters, some combinations of powers, if you will, and some combinations of abilities as well. The ninja's escape this time, I mean, it's still an escape, technically, but it's not as boring as previous episodes have made it out to be. Also, this is kind of like a minor thing, but we do get a confirmation of why Zane has to wear a scuba suit this season, and he basically says it's because he likes how it matches his attire. He wears a mask because he likes how it feels and how it fits with the rest of his outfit, which, you know what, Zane? Fair enough. Fair enough. We've made countless theories as to why you are wearing a scuba suit, but ultimately you just like how it looks, and that's totally okay with me. A pretty cool explanation there. In all seriousness, I actually thought that was pretty well done and pretty funny. In terms of the bad, I do have a couple of things to say. This felt very similar to other episodes. Like I said, we basically get the ninja escaping again. It's kind of the same plot as the last episode. The ninja escape, and there's some other stuff going on within the kingdom, and Kalmar does some shady stuff, so I guess it's a little bit different, but still, it kind of picks up the same, I guess, pieces as the last episode did, if that makes sense. It's essentially the same plot, just a little spicier, which I do need to admit is good, but it also is a little bit repetitive at this point in time. We've seen this plot countless times before. The ninja need to escape before they are killed. Wow, original. But I did enjoy how, I guess, raw this episode was, too. Like, the ninja escaping is not the main focus of this episode, I understand that, but it was a pretty big part of the episode, and a really big part of the episode just felt very repetitive from what we had had seen prior. I hope that the rest of the season doesn't feel like this, because we're only 6 episodes in and already things are starting to feel repetitive, so I hope that it doesn't really, drag on as much as this episode did in some parts, but I don't know, maybe I'm concerned a little too much here. All in all, though, this episode to me really isn't anything special. Aside from the betrayal and the death of the king, those scenes are very tragic and very good, but the remainder of the episode just felt like kind of average Ninjago stuff. Didn't really feel like anything super creative, super special. That's just my opinion. This episode is still very good, surprisingly emotional. Like I said, in terms of a score, I think an 8 out of 10 is appropriate for this episode. It's a pretty solid score. Not the best episode this season, but it definitely has some of the best moments, I will say that, at least so far. We're only 6 episodes in, like I said, and yeah, so far this episode has some really cool moments, but it's not all that great in the grand scheme of things. So that's going to pretty much wrap it up for my review of Long Live the King, the 6th episode of season 15. Thank you very much for checking out this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and check out the links down below in the description for my other forms of social media. As always, big shout out goes out to my Patreon supporters, including once again the marvelous Jan. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Once again, my name is TannerFishies, and with that I bid you farewell.